Okay, welcome to the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge. And I just drove here from Oklahoma City this morning after a great visit in Tulsa with the Helmers. Shout out to all the Helmers for seeing them. Now I'm continuing the trip. So this is Indiahoma, Oklahoma at the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge. This is the first trail I'm doing, is the Jed Johnson Tower trail on Jed Johnson Lake. Probably a mile total out and back to a fire tower that overlooks a lake and part of the wilderness area valley. So check it out. So this is Jed Johnson Lake, and that in the background is Jed Johnson Fire Tower. It's not structurally sound to where people can climb it or anything, but used to be a fire tower, 50, 75 years ago, something like that. The Wichita Mountains will be a great way to close out the Oklahoma trip. After the Wichita Mountains is on to Dallas, so gonna spend a few days here and see what we can get into. So thank you so much for joining me. I'd guess it's, I don't know, 40 feet tall, something like that, 40, 50. Has a nice little perch on this raised hill, looking over the valley and basically all the directions. It was a pretty good spot for a fire tower. Yeah, one thing interesting about this wildlife refuge is that it backs up right next to Fort Sill military area. Definitely shout out to Luke, or else I wouldn't have known about this area or wouldn't have came here. It's a great first hike, and now I'm gonna check out the holy city of Wichita Mountains. Good morning, back in the Wichita Wildlife Refuge area, and I'm about to head to Prairie Dog Town and then do a hike from there. Should be a fun-filled day. I'm gonna try and cram in as many activities as possible today and then camp in the refuge area. So I'm really excited about that. What a beast of an animal. First buffalo sighting. Alright, well, I am at the trailhead to Dog Run Hollow trail system. I was planning on doing the Bison Trail, but it's showing 8 miles and this map shows 6. Either way, I can do it. They say allow 4 hours and I'm starting it at 10:15. I'll definitely be hungry by the end, but I'll be fine. But yeah, this is the Bison Trail. Should be an awesome hike. Hopefully I'll finish up around 2, and then maybe cook some burgers for lunch. So I'm ready to tackle this hike. Let's do it. This is just amazing landscape. Look at this. Oh, there's some bones over there. Still some snow behind the rocks with shade. Very rocky hills. Let's check out this carcass. I bet it's a very large mammal. The spine of some bison. There's the jaw right there. Man, nature is metal. Bet there's an awesome view from this point. Wow. I haven't seen any big mammals yet. I took the right loop. If you go left, that hugs the lake that's right by the headquarters area. So I'm guessing when I circle back around, I think there'll be more animals in that area just grazing by the lake or drinking water or something like that. So, but we'll have to wait and see. This looks like an awesome part of the trail. I'm approaching Lost Lake. From afar, it kind of looks like the wall could be natural, but as I get closer, there's no way. Probably difficult to see, but there's a little plaque in the wall there. Erected in 1926, Lost Lake Dam, Lawton's contribution to the playground of the Southwest. It's probably about halfway of the hike, a couple hours in. Check out the other side of this riverbank. It's like all rock. There's barely any grass. All the trees are dead. There might have been some sort of fire at some point, or it's just really dry over there. It gets more sunlight. Look what we have here, some longhorns. Well, I'm taking a little break, and I figured I'd just give a little bit of history about the area. It all started in the 1800s. Believe it or not, there were up to 60 million buffalo roaming around the continent. By 1900, there were 550. Colonization, hunting, maybe a little climate change or something, but that reduced the population of bison from tens of millions to just a handful of herds, 2 different herds totaling around 500 to 600 bison. In 1905, the American Bison Society was founded. They donated 15 bison that lived in zoos in New York. They donated these bison to Congress, technically, under the stipulation that Congress would make this reservation for the animals. And so they shipped those 15 bison out to this area. They fenced off the entire area. That's basically how this Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge was founded. After that, the herd prospered and it grew. And today there's over 600 bison living in this refuge. What's crazy is there's records of a buffalo called the Black Dog. and he weighed 2,800 pounds, almost a ton and a half. Now, I don't know how they weighed him or how they even found him, because bison can live 20 to 30 years, but once they reach around 15 and they're large and, you know, they've breeded and all that, they kind of isolate themselves from the herd. So you see the big ones roaming around alone, just in random areas, but they're not with the herd. A black dog weighed 2,800 pounds. I can't even imagine. All right, it was a great hike today. Made some awesome onion burgers. Really hit the spot, and now I just arrived to Doris Campground in the middle of the refuge. Alright, this is the trail to Little Baldy. Hopefully I can catch a nice sunset. There's Little Baldy right there. And the campsite is on the lake down there towards the left. Oh my gosh, made it. That's not so bad at all. Here's the top of Baldy. Little Baldy. Wow. I'll guess about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes till the sun sets. While I'm waiting, I might as well tell you a little bit about the geology of the area of Wichita Mountains. The first known geological event occurred like 600 million years ago. Basically, the land north of Texas all the way to north of the Wichita Mountains sank, and it filled with seawater that deposited all sorts of rocks and minerals, and it created rivers and streams. Sometime after the deposition of the sediments in the area, hot lava formed deep underground. So eventually the lava cooled and it formed a dark gray, blackish, igneous rock called gabbro that is pretty prominent in the Wichita Mountains. After the solidification of the gabbro rock, the whole land was uplifted again. Basically, the cooling of the liquid at the depth formed also this red granite rock that is basically what you see all around in my pictures and videos. The most extensive rock in this park by far. You just see red rock everywhere. So the mountains of the Wichita region were formed about 300 million years ago. It was thought that the mountains used to be a lot higher, but over time they have eroded. Some harsh conditions and, wind, weather, all sorts of things. If you have steep mountains, they can erode pretty quick. Of course, that whole process takes a few 100 million years or something like that, but the mountains used to be a lot higher than they were today. But yeah, that's a little bit about the geology of the area, so let's check out the sunset. Alright, I'm taking a more direct route this time. I see the trail from here that way, and so I'm just gonna descend the mountain straight into the trail. It's getting a little dark.